key priorities for India is really about accelerating the pace of inclusive, resilient and sustainable growth, because vast number of countries are suffering because of inflation. Several countries are suffering from slowdown of growth. We need to accelerate the pace of growth in the world to be able to create more jobs. The second key priority for us has been that we are midway through the Sustainable Development Goals. We need to accelerate the pace again, because instead of progressing, we have regressed. So learning outcomes, health outcomes, improving nutrition, all these are critical. Thirdly, how do we push for more climate action? How do we push for greater climate finance to flow in from private sector? And our own Prime Minister's priority of lifestyle for sustainability, that is life, our agenda for taking it forward so that there is behavioral change in favor of climate. Oh, well, all countries have been very supportive. They all feel that climate actions should be the heart and soul. Many of them have pushed for life. We've got overwhelming support from life from all the different countries, and we look forward to accelerating the pace of its implementation during G20. The multilateral institutions need to be restructured for the present age and times. These institutions were constituted during the post-World War II period, the post-Bretton Woods period, and therefore they need to go through an alteration to be able to source more private sector funding into these areas of SDG, areas of climate action. As the Prime Minister said, that Indian Presidency will push for women-led development on how do you transform the world with 50% of its women through better learning outcomes, better nutritional standards, and women putting them into position of leadership. So women-led development is critical, because it's one of the studies by World Economic Forum has said that it will take 132 years for women to achieve parity. We do not have time for 132 years. We need to do it in one generation. And this would require us to really put women into positions of leadership. This would require us to make a radical reform to improve their learning outcomes, to improve their nutritional standards, to push for women's better health. And once that happens and the financial policies are weighed in favor of women, they will be leading the world. And unless G20 doesn't take leadership in this, it will be very difficult for the world to enhance its growth, because without 50% of the population of the world cannot grow, the world cannot progress, the world can't have equity, and therefore women-led development has been a key priority, and most countries have agreed to us in regards to this priority. We've also pushed for digital transformation. We've pushed for the digital public infrastructure of India. We feel that digital transformation is key to transforming the life of citizens of the world. Much like India has done through many digital public infrastructure that it has created and developed, it has been able to provide identity, it has been able to provide bank accounts, it has been able to push for fast payments, it was able to build digi-lockers, build COVID during the COVID period, and many digital public infrastructure which have had a transformational impact on the lives of citizens. So the challenge before the world is that 4 billion people do not have an identity, 2.5 billion people do not have a bank account, 133 countries in the world do not have fast payments. So the Indian model of digital public infrastructure needs to be taken to all these places. We look forward to working very actively in making this a global model.